Right, you are not thinking about retirement anymore. You have entered phase clipboard. You have highlighted 3 columns, frightened a stapler, and typed, "Do we keep the mug tree?" only to fall into a 47-comment debate about whether a mug tree counts as emotional support carpentry. This isn't a daydream. This is a spreadsheet with eyebrows. Your suitcase has learned the word inevitable and is standing by the door like a dog with a passport. France, my country, has caught your eye. Vast, not like a ranch, but like a library you can live in. Shelves upon shelves of climate, dialect, landscape, and micro-rivalries between villages about who truly invented the superior onion soup. It's always the other village, obviously. Within these borders, beaches, mountains, plateaus, vineyards, forests, heather, gorse, cliffs, rivers, marshes, plus a rare protected ecosystem called weekdays that don't feel like survival training. Your question is elegant and enormous. Where exactly should you land? Where will your mornings match your metabolism? Where does Tuesday become market day, Wednesday a walk, and Thursday the triumphant moment you learn the word for sécateur and feel unreasonably powerful? I will guide you. Here you will get no myths, no "my cousin says." To keep this gloriously practical, we will tour 7 consistently delightful retirement zones, favorites of Brits, Americans, Canadians, and other connoisseurs of calm. Ready? Let's choose your favorite Tuesday. Dordogne, chateaus at eye level, rivers that behave like mirrors, and mornings that smell faintly of warm stone. Say, we are retiring to France, and watch a knowing smile appear. Dordogne. Not a secret, not a fad, more like a classic album everyone quietly owns. The French, well, we do rate it. The Brits rate it. The Dutch arrived early with bicycles. On the map, head inland from Bordeaux to Nouvelle-Aquitaine, a region less wizardry than well-stocked wine rack. Dordogne has no coastline, but it barely notices. Rolling hills, deep greens, rivers that wander on purpose, and villages that look as if the masons finished yesterday and put the tools away forever. In Dordogne, you will find 4 distinct regions, all called Périgord. There is Périgord vert, green Périgord, watercourses, chestnut woods, meadows, cows with excellent horizons. Périgord blanc, white Périgord, pale limestone, open plateaus, fertile land. The light gets a little theatre of its own. Périgord noir, black Périgord, oak forests, cliffs, caves, castles, the postcard district. And then there is Périgord pourpre, vines and market towns. Lunch is a timetable here, not a suggestion. So, what about the daily rhythm in Dordogne? Bells that keep honest time, markets that know your first name by week 3, and a boulanger, which is a baker, who slides over a baguette with the gravity of a notary. Paths along the Dordogne and Vézère turn a short errand into a walk you accidentally finish with strawberries. Weather, well, in plain truth, it is overall temperate. Summers run warm, hot but rarely hostile. Winters are mostly mild, with crisp mornings and fireplaces earning their keep. In spring, you will see wild flowers plus optimism. In fall, mist, mushrooms, and an uptick in recipes that begin with "in a pan of butter." Let's talk about the property ballpark, not prophecy. Stone cottage and garden, 130k to 180k. Renovated farmhouse, beams, big hearth, often a gîte, which is a guest cottage, you swear you will rent and then fill with friends, 220k to 300k. Small chateau, turrets and a backstory, 400k to 700k. Dordogne is a really good fit for gardeners, river swimmers, slow lunch champions, and anyone who believes the day improves at 11 a.m. with a glass that catches the light. It's also good for people retiring toward something, a plot, a project, a daily route to the market. It is probably not for nightlife collectors, devotees of where is the nearest IKEA as an icebreaker, or those who require a TGV idling by the front gate. If you want neighbors who learn your dog's name before yours, hedges that inspire polite debate, and evenings that end with the sky the color of apricots, Dordogne will feel suspiciously like the plan all along. Now let's talk about Corrèze. Same medieval charm, fewer selfie sticks, more owls with opinions. If Dordogne is the glossy postcard everyone passes around, Corrèze is the handwritten note tucked behind it, the one that smells faintly of wood smoke and says, "Shh, don't tell anyone." Where is it on the map? Slide one département east of Dordogne into Nouvelle-Aquitaine's upper right pocket. Corrèze sits between the brooding shoulders of the Massif Central and the soft green folds of the old Limousin valleys. Think rolling hills, high plateaus, deep forests, and villages with half-timbered houses, and cats who look like they have recently negotiated an inheritance. This is off the standard bus route deliberately. The coaches didn't get the memo, locals are fine with that. What about the general vibe? Well, nature with a hint of folklore. Clear rivers that sparkle like someone's polished them, hilltop villages that feel one-page turn from a legend, forests that hum like a choir at dusk, lakes you actually swim in until your nervous system remembers how to exhale. Let's talk about the weather. Well, actually here you will have 4 true seasons. In summer, you will have warmer days than you would expect in a place this green. In winter, it's crisper with real snow on higher ground. Spring, lush enough to make garden centers dangerous. In fall, amber leaves and apple cake season. What about estate, you will ask? Well, again, ballpark, not prophecy. Stone village houses, 90k to 150k. Houses with land or barn, and often a gîte that once hosted goats and now wants to host your friends, 160k to 220k. Larger 18th century manors, character included, 250k to 350k. Here expect granite or limestone walls, the happy tyranny of wood burners and outbuildings pleading to become a cheese cave, a pottery shed, or the studio you have threatened to start since 1998. Land is normal, walnut trees are common. You may discover mysterious old tools you will keep au cas où, which means just in case. Who thrives here? People who like long walks, actual books, jam that sets on the first try, and the satisfying sound firewood makes when it agrees with your life choices. Also, anyone comfortable being adopted by a neighbor's dog mid-hike and promoted to mentor. It is probably not for the Uber dependent, those who require sushi on a timer, or the septic tank averse. So, in a nutshell, why is Corrèze interesting? Well, you have nights that go properly dark, rivers still sing, and neighbors wave even when you are wheeling a barrow of cabbages like a triumphant pirate. It is not flashy, it is not auditioning, it simply stands there, quiet, green, and generous, offering you space, calm, and mushrooms. Sometimes that's exactly the point. Okay, let's talk about Morbihan, the south-facing Brittany. Goals with opinions, granite with memory, and salt that improves both butter and mood. Point your map at Brittany's northwest corner, then tilt your head, Morbihan faces south. Its very name, from Breton Morbihan, which means petite mer, small sea, sounds like a label on an ancient chart. Mind the tides, ignore the druids. And it points to the sheltered Gulf of Morbihan, a pocket sea scattered with islets, legends, seabirds, and retired Parisians attempting wheelbarrow diplomacy. What will you see there? Well, coastline that can't decide between cliff drama and secret coves, so it does both. Fishing ports where the boats bob like they are whispering, "Who massacred the scallops?" Inland, villages in mossy stone, humped bridges over neat rivers, and cows that look like they have formed a committee and you are late. This is the part of France where attics produce handwritten letters, pantries yield mysterious keys, and somehow you are now responsible for a lighthouse and its feelings. Regarding the weather, the winters are mild, summers pleasantly warm. It rains, Brittany has a contract, but often in brisk theatrics, followed by sunbeams, cider, and a philosophical seagull side-eye. Let's talk about property prices. You can find inland stone houses for 180k to 250k, longères, which are farmhouses with land, 250k to 350k, coastal homes 350k and plus, especially near Vannes, Auray, or any listing that purrs vue mer, which means view of the sea, and quietly includes a wine fridge. Count on granite walls thicker than most manifestos, colorful shutters painted during someone's romantic epiphany, fireplaces, exposed beams, apple trees, and a rooster named Jean-Pierre who governs the garden like a tiny prefect. Who thrives here? Sea-addicted walkers, sketchbook carriers, low-key historians, and anyone who wants retirement with myth in the margins, salt in the air, and an above-average oyster-to-mouth ratio. Who grumbles then? People at war with wind, those needing aircon in February, and anyone who hears bagpipes and thinks absolutely not. So, why Morbihan? Mornings arrive crisp, markets are cheerfully chaotic, and life stays a little windswept in a way that suits your hair and your heart. Stories live in the stonework, the tide hums lullabies, and on certain afternoons you may suspect your mailbox is conducting secret operations on behalf of the coast. If that sounds like home, bienvenue dans le Morbihan. And now, let's talk about Finistère, where the land is finished, the ocean begins, and you inexplicably quote poetry while making tea. If Morbihan is Brittany in a shirt handing out cider, Finistère is the cousin in a weatherproof coat who paints at the cliff edge and calls the wind by its first name. Here, this is the far western nose of mainland France sticking into the Atlantic like it's testing the temperature for the rest of us. To the east, Morbihan and Côte d'Armor. To the north and south, coastline, 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 craggy, untamed, and extremely photogenic. The name is from Finistère, which means end of the earth. You won't fall off, you will simply run out of France and meet the sea, plus the occasional mythological intern. Here you will find cliffs that dare your watercolors to keep up, granite villages where houses lean a touch, not from age, but from bracing for weather and winning. Beaches that can be wild at breakfast and serene by lunch, like they have changed playlists. August brings visitors for seafood and folklore. The other 11 months, it is you, the horizon, and a loaf cooling on the rack. Here, the weather is in its cinematic edition. There is wind, yes. There is rain, yes, at times. But it is the kind that makes skies do theater. The winters are mild-ish. Summers rarely above 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Surprisingly sunny along the coast. Property-wise, the prices are sane unless you are importing expectations from London or New York. You can find a stone village cottage for 90k to 100 150k, a detached home with garden 150k to 250k, a longère or a small manor 250k to 400k with high ceilings and brooding fireplaces. Coastal home 300k to 500k, range rises with every meter of hear the sea from bed. Expect exposed beams, granite earths, walled gardens, and a neighbor called Michel who identifies seaweed by scent and one day quietly saves your life with rope and a proverb. This area is built for people who stare at the Atlantic and murmur, "Ah, yes, the abyss," but with a grin. Walkers, painters, storm watchers, quiet cheese philosophers. It is probably not for heat seekers, mall collectors, or anyone emotionally attached to indoor AC. Why Finistère works? Well, it does not cut you off, it plugs you in to stone, salt, sky, and silence. You come for the views, stay for the calm, and somewhere between tide tables and butter, you catch yourself barefoot in the kitchen, folding a crêpe and quoting poetry you didn't know you knew. Now, let's talk about Mayenne, where silence is included, jam is optional, and change from a 200k budget highly probable. Blink and you will miss it. Mayenne is the bit of Pays de la Loire that sits politely between Brittany and Normandy, refusing to join either fan club. No coast to preen on, no mountains to boast about, just forests, fields, and towns that lower your blood pressure on sight. This is hedge and meadow country, lanes stitched with hawthorn, stone barns that make weather a hobby, and a river called Mayenne, nominative determinism at its finest. 1 minute you are admiring a donkey named Jean-Jacques, the next you are thinking, is that a 14th century chateau? Well, yes it is. Please act normal. The weather here, well, it's uncomplicated, which is a gift. Spring shows up early with color and good manners. Summer settles around 75 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit, warm enough for a nap, not enough for drama. Fall goes gold and encourages the hoarding of apples. Winter hangs about 34 to 39 degrees Fahrenheit, chilly, rarely cruel. It rains, but not like it's trying to prove a point. Regarding property, well, this is a place where budgets breathe. Indeed, here money stops panicking and starts buying actual buildings. You can get a village house for 60k to 100k. You can get a bigger detached house with views and serious gardens for 100k to 160k. Longère renovated with land and barns, plus the gîte you will absolutely finish this year, 160k to 250k. You can get a mini manor with outbuildings and a fireplace you can stand in for 250k to 350k. Expect thick stone walls, beams you only headbutt once, fireplaces that burn logs, not your will to live, fruit trees, veg plots, and a shed older than several countries. This area is best suited to people who think mortgage-free should be embroidered on cushions, gardeners, foragers, cheese enthusiasts, shed appreciators. Also those who would rather spend on plants than petrol and measure happiness in views, plum trees, and a chicken named Alfred. It is probably not for nightlife chasers, airport by foot dreamers, or anyone expecting Starbucks, sushi, and sarcasm at every crossroads. Mayenne provides. It gives you space, a sky that behaves, and neighbors who lend ladders and return them cleaner. Someone will eventually say, there is an old bread oven out back, still works if you fancy, and you will nod like a person who has always needed a bread oven. If your retirement plan involves quiet, tomatoes by Thursday, and a budget that starts high-fiving itself, Mayenne is already holding the gate.
We'll return after these messages.
If you are enjoying this video, you can adopt this channel like a well-behaved goat. Patreon is the monthly hey, steady, sensible, keeps the wheels aligned and the map from blowing into the Atlantic. Buy me a coffee is the one-shot carrot. Boop, done, delightful. No secret handshake, no hidden layer. Just a simple, yes, continue this nonsense, but accurately. You can point your camera at the QR codes on screen or use the links in the description and the pinned comment. Even a baguette's worth keeps the research tidy, the microphones alive, and the next village properly pronounced. If you can't or don't fancy it, watching and sharing is already brilliant. Merci, merci.
We now join our regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
Let's have a look at Lot now, shall we? Where wine is within arm's reach, villages are glued to cliffs, and evenings are insisting on a second glass. Swap Provence's lavender halo for something moodier. Lot is elegance with its sleeves rolled up. It stands at the balcony at 8 AM with a glass, don't judge, glances at the horizon, and edits your life choices with one eyebrow. Here we are in the Occitanie region, and the Lot département is named after the Lot River, which doesn't so much flow as in sign its name across the map. Think 90 minutes north of Toulouse and suddenly you are surrounded by limestone and walnut, like someone rebuilt the countryside using a Roman recipe. You will see green valleys, the river sliding past in that I know secrets way. Cliff towns, villages anchored to stone as if gravity were a suggestion. It is the sort of place where you pop out for cheese and return with an opinion on eternity, cheerfully held and best enjoyed with bread. A word on the weather: summers run hot and dry, the kind that turn stone honey-colored by dinner time. Springs are generous, fall smells faintly of wood smoke and walnuts. Winters sit around 34 to 39 degrees Fahrenheit, cooler up high, snow rarely bothers. You will get blue sky days and sunsets that arrive pre-orchestrated. Properties here, well, the numbers are making London listings dab their eyes. You can get a village house for 90k to 150k. You can get a detached house with land and a barn for your future pottery HQ for 130k to 200k. A renovated stone farmhouse for 200k to 300k. And clifftop views that weaponize sunsets 300k to 500k. Expect meter-thick stone beams with seniority, fireplaces you could roast a boar or host a séance in, and gardens that produce walnuts, olives, or a modest vine with grand ideas. This area is best for people who collect church bells, footpaths, and quiet epiphanies. It's also good for history fans, walkers, writers, retired archaeologists, anyone who has ever said, I need a view I can cry happily in front of. It is probably not for nightlife loyalists, the 20-minute city brigade, or those who consider same-day delivery a human right and call open-air markets logistical experiments. Lot works because here you don't withdraw from the world, you tune it properly. Days are full without being busy. Tuesdays look like the beginning of a chapter. The river keeps signing its name under starry margins. If retirement for you means less noise, more substance, a glass within reach, and a village pretending it is part of the cliff, because it is, then you have found the setting. Page, pen, view. Proceed. And last but not least, here is Charente-Maritime. Sun on the plates, salt in the air, and an oyster trying to make eye contact. Slide your finger along France's Atlantic and stop just north of Bordeaux, south of the Vendée, west of Charente, that is Charente-Maritime, coastal Nouvelle-Aquitaine, with the confidence of a place that knows the weather report ends in applause. It is the third département which has the most sun in France, banking roughly 2,200 hours of sunshine a year, which explains why both retirees and tomato plants behave like minor celebrities. What you see when you look up, beaches that run on and on, as if someone spilled sand and forgot where the broom was. Fishing ports perfumed with grilled sardines. Backcountry lanes threaded through vineyards, raising cognac and Pinot des Charentes like well-mannered children. And the islands, Île d'Oléron and Île de Ré, built for bikes, baskets and café hops. Car-free in spirit, even when reality disagrees. Let's talk about the weather. The summer is warm, rarely roast level. The sea breeze does the heavy lifting. Winter is mild. Cold? Yes. Thermals? No. Bonus, those 2,200 sunshine hours give you Riviera light without August mayhem. Now let's talk about houses, from dune dreams to inland steals. Inland village houses 150k to 220k, stone, charm, veggie plots already. Plotting, a detached home with gardens, 15 to 30 minutes to the coast, 220k to 300k. Coastal or island cottages or houses, 350k to 600k. Every step closer to waves, add a zero and a grin. Renovated farmhouses with land, inland, 280k to 400k. Trade goals for sunflowers, keep the sunshine. Here you will see white or pale stone, pastel shutters, terraces designed for long lunches, kitchens that insist on an oyster knife, and landscaping that runs on olive, fig, and rosemary with freelance lavender. This area is built for sea people who don't want Riviera prices or crowds, cyclists, walkers, kayakers who like scenery with their cardio, oyster partisans who consider half dozen or dozen a personality test, retirees wanting coastal beauty and real services so life runs smoothly between tides. This is probably not for those allergic to sea air, seagulls or sand in the car, and it's also not for big city night owls. In the end, Charente-Maritime pushes across the table a plate of just opened oysters, tops up a glass of chilled white, and points at a horizon rehearsing its Atlantic sunset. So here you go, 7 places, 1 sensible suitcase, and yes, a cow that knows things. We have crossed a France where rivers sign their names in cursive, towers step out of the fog like late actors, and baguettes crackle with the confidence of fortune tellers who have seen your future and approved the wallpaper. This wasn't tourism. This was a quiet, determined mission to locate the kitchen window you have been sketching in meetings and the garden where a dog, currently hypothetical, will take you on as staff. If one of these corners tugged your sleeve, let it. Open the map, circle the town, book the visit, test the market day, count the church bells, and see how your heartbeat keeps time with the place. Maybe it's cliffs and salt, maybe walnuts and limestone, maybe it's a lane that smells like wood smoke and promises. All that matters is this: you won't just be there, you will belong there. France is ready, not as a long weekend, not as a screensaver, as a home. Merci for watching. I love you all. And this is Jessie with little Billy. Nala is over there now. No, you've been on camera. Jessie hasn't been. Jessie. I already have a cat in my arms, Nala. Hey. Anyway, so I wanted to introduce him, and so he's not jealous. And Jessie's so cute and nice because he's the only one not meowing whenever I do a video. Oui, Nala. Maybe one day I will tell you how I got him and his sister. There's a story there. If you're interested, tell me in the comments if you're interested, so I will know you've watched the video till the end. Oui, Jessie, on va manger? Au revoir. Au revoir. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Aïe, 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 Jessie. Au revoir. Tu dis au revoir?